Today I'm going to be making 2 trays using some Let's Resin products, and these are Let's Resin trays. They're cute little ghosts, I think. This one's holding his mouth open. I don't know if you can see better from the other side, but I also have some Let's Resin mica powder, some Let's Resin UV resin, some Let's Resin purple colorant. I've got some Let's Resin glow in the dark. And here is the other mold. This is just another mica I might be using later. And if my plan comes to fruitation, I might be using these little star cookie cutters. So this is something I'm not quite sure of, but it's on the back burner. And this is the second mold. He's got a long open mouth. His eyes are different, but they're both from Let's Resin. I've had them some time. So stay with me and we'll see how we can put these together. Hello everyone, this is Billie. Welcome to Billie Holman Creations. Now I showed you mostly what I was going to be using today, but I didn't show you this. I had poured a dragon mold book, or a dragon book. I did something wrong. My resin is very, very soft. This did not cure. So I want to be able to cut this piece. Gosh, I can't even get it out. I want to be able to cut this piece here to fit in the mouth of the larger mold. So let me see if I can't demold it. It's rather silver on this side and purple on the other. We want to use the purple side. But in order to know how big I needed this piece, you do waste some ink when you do this, but I went ahead and I copied the inside of this mold to give me an outline of the shape that I'm wanting. So before we start coloring in the eyes with micas, let me go ahead and cut this template out. Now, this told me that I need to get some more printer ink. By the looks of this, and I've done this before. If you just, I'm going to go a little larger out here. I've done this before when I've copied the inside of a mold to get a template. So I'll just go a little bigger. And I'm hoping this is the edge right here. This will double check it. I'll probably be doing several pours on here because I do want to make the front facing parts of the faces white. Okay, so that was a waste of ink and a waste of paper, but let's see what we have. If I set this here, how close did I get? Pretty close. Pretty close, I must say. So I will cut that resin with some scissors. Before I do that, let's go ahead and get these eyes colored in. So I'm using purples mainly. And I'm going to be using my Let's Resin UV resin and my double-sided curing lamp. And looking at these eyes, there's a small circle for a pupil. And I guess we'll just let the white fill into the sides on this one. And then do the outside perimeter with a purple. So here are a couple little mixing cups. I'm going to grab some little micro sticks here. Get that out of the way. Of course, you know what that is. That's a black hair. Let me turn this one this way. So let's go ahead And we'll mix a little of this black. I don't know if shaking this helps or not. It's pretty thick. I just want to see how dark it is because I might add a little bit of mica to it. Well, that's pretty dark, isn't it? Well, then I should be able to just go right ahead into the center of the mold. Let's do that. Bubble right off the get-go. Just follow the outline in the mold and let that settle down. That could be enough there. I'll have to push it around a little bit. Hope I'm in frame. Let me double check with you here. Oh, yes, I am. Am I recording? Yes, I am. Good, let's move this just into the little lines there. Not quite all circles. Now see, that's not real dark. I might have to brush some mica on later. That could be a possibility. That pupil looks a bit bigger, doesn't it? Well, in that case, let's add a little more to this one. Just a skosh. There's one little bubble here. And my lamp is to the right of me. And I'm going to go ahead and set that in. So let me get this half a piece of my lamp here. Makes it handy. I've got power down here. Let's get that started. Add more time to that. Okay. That's nice and hard. Okay. Now I want a third cup. And let's look at this purple. See what that looks like. Come on. Big bubble off the get-go. That's faint. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to get some UV in here. Don't think we'll need as much. And we're going to add some of this pigment. Now, I can't find... Oh, do we want glow in the dark? Let's go... Yes, let's go glow in the dark. This is new to me too. I haven't used this very often, if at all. That'll give us some more purple. I don't know how well it will match that piece of resin that's soft. Let's get this off of there. I try to be prepared. I tend to forget something. Get that on there. It's got two little... It's got a pour and it's got a sprinkle. I don't know how much glow in the dark you actually need to make it glow. I guess we'll find out, eh? That makes it a little darker. I thought about making one of these green and one of these and the other one purple, but I thought, well, let's just go one color at a time, Billie. It mixes up nicely. Now, if I can just get inside the eye creases here. Without making a big mess. I can only do a little bit on this video today. I have to get ready to go to town. Some chores to do. Running around. Closest town to me is about 25 miles, 25, 30 miles. Or the city, actually. I live in a very small town. It's comfortable. It's home. I wish his eyes were like the other mold. They're definitely different. But we won't worry about his nose. You know, a syringe would work too. Well, here they are, our purple glow-in-the-dark and black pupils. And I will be back when we're going to work on the inside of the large mold. So I'll see you shortly. Well, I'm back now with our little ghost. And honestly, I had trouble with using their UV resin and keeping this suction in place. So I even tried laying these back down with the clear UV resin, and still I could not keep the suction in place where the eyes go. So we're just going to take a different angle with this, and I'm just going to take some of the Let's Resin Black Mica, and we're just going to color these eyes in. Let's just do it this way. They won't be real black, but I could always go in with a marker and darken them up. But I think we'll be fine. I just fought with that for a little bit and thought, nope, it's not going to work. So let's just do it this. Whoops. Just flung mica all over. Let's just do it this way. And then we'll pour some resin. So these, thank goodness, Let's Resin is so good about putting the amount of resin each of their molds calls for. Now this small ghost here, he takes 7.7 fluid ounces, and the larger one takes 10.2 fluid ounces. But I don't want to use that total amount in the first pour. So if you add these up, that's almost 18 ounces. So I think when I mix up the resin, I'm just going to do 10 ounces total. And we'll see how far we can get with that amount. Because I am going to do this in layers. So we'll just have to see what becomes of that idea. Now, get this evenly in here. Whoops, I'm flicking it around. Do I want to go on the outside? Oh, let's just do it. Probably won't make any difference at all, but we'll just want to get it right up to the edges there. Of course, I'll have to clean this up. Whoops. One little move and you flick it everywhere, isn't that right? Whoops, just like that. Oh, goodness. One little move, it's all it takes. So, I don't know if I'll worry about the rims, but let's do it just in case we need it there. Now I'll put that back in the bag. I didn't need it all. Let's get another Q-tip and some alcohol. Now I had my alcohol cup. Guess that's what I just used, isn't it? The others I went ahead and put under the lamp to cure that previous resin we used, and I'll just put it in my scrap bucket, which is getting pretty full. Whoops, I'm sorry, I claimed. So I need to be sure and start using some of that up. Got some large pieces, and I really I'm not sure what mold to use. I'm going to have to get a large mold and try to use up those bigger pieces of excess resin or scraps. Let's just get that there. Get a little towel. Dip that right in and pick this up. This could have been, but many times as I've cleaned this mold, should be spotless. I just need to quit being messy with it, right? Is that under there? Let's get that off. All right, let's just go into the purple glow in the dark. Now, this is rather gritty. I was told, I was pre-warned that this was gritty. But let's see how it works. Just try to rub it in. If I can do this without... There's really no color there, is there? How are we going to work that out? I can barely see it. It's not going to show up very well, is it? I might as well get this light foundation down and then do the purple over top. I guess we'll see what that does. That's not rubbing in at all. I should have paid better attention to the other artists that do use the glow-in-the-darks. I really never thought I'd be interested in something like this. But you never know until you try it. Maybe if I get that down first. Because I want to be able to see the purple during the daytime. I hope that's not scratching the mold. Or I could have taken more time, or maybe by the time well, actually, let's say that again. I might have saved time by just mixing 2 little batches of resin, purple and black, and pouring them first. Might have saved time that way. Let's just go into the mica. Because that way I know we'll see it. Whether it glows or not, we'll see it. This is pretty. This is from Temu. GLZYGLYFX. Glizzy-glyphs. Glizzy-glyphs? That's the closest I've gotten. Why is this not sticking neither? Is it the mold? You know, sometimes micas don't stick to a mold very well. This could be the issue here. And I was looking at my Let's Resin Chameleon powders, and I cannot find the grape. And I know I did not use it all up. But it's probably sitting in a tray with something I've started and not finished, because that tends to happen. Is it just that mica? Why is this going to be difficult for me? I'm not liking that either. Should I use an acrylic pen? Guess that's an option. Just go around this one. At least we can say we did them both the same way. Unless I try to grab a different mica. Now look at that. There we go. Starting to fill in. So once again, I'll play with this. I might try a different mica and get back with you, okay? But I'm bound and determined to get this purple in here some way. One way or another. Be right back. Okay, well now I'm happy. I found a different mica powder here that was from a set of course, from Temu. So we're going to use that. I'm going to go into the other room and mix up 10 ounces of our Let's Resin resin, and I'm going to be using the white resin pigment from Let's Resin. So let's move on to the other room. Okay, here I have some Let's Resin B, Let's Resin A. We're going to pour both of these into my big cup. And I'm going to use my Resiners double mixer. And I'm going to use my Resiners G3 curing machine, which does both duties. It does UV resin and regular resin. And I also have another Resiners curing machine. So I guess I'm going from one product to another. Let's Resin, you can feel free to send me a curing machine if you like. I would not be opposed. I do use your products regularly. And I wouldn't mind doing a product review. So let's get both of these in here. And I'm going to mix these for 5 minutes. I normally mix between 4 and 5. I'm going to go ahead and do my 5. I need another spatula like this. I like this one. You can really scrape the cups with this one. I'll have to look next time I'm in a store. See if I can't find any more of these. And set my timer, which is just a kitchen timer. Ta-da! Until it's been in here a while. Set that for 5. And I'm going to bring my mixer forward and I will check back with you in just a few minutes. Okay, I mixed that for 5 minutes. And I've been shaking this Let's Resin white pigment and see if we can make a pretty white. Since I used my mixer, I'm going to scrape my sides. Oh, there's glitter in here. I know I did glitter on another project. I thought I got it all out. One little fleck. All right, you're out of here for now. Okay, so that's stirred up well. Hardly any bubbles. I do like my Let's Resin resin. So this is 10 ounces. Wonder if I have to pop that. I bet I do. Didn't think about it. Can I nip that off or just take a pin? Okay, Billie, you had a pin here. You usually have a pin right here. Where did it go? Where did it go? Pardon me, I'm looking. Try to keep everything to the right of me here on this mat. Of course, I don't see it. Is this something I can poke? Something with a sharp end to it. This has a sharp end to it. See if I can't pop that. Or maybe I'll have to nip it. Oh, let's just nip it. There, it'll come out now. Scissors don't stand a chance with me. Although I have my good ones I save for material. Anyway, here's some white. 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, that's about 12. I'm not quite sure. Probably be pretty translucent. So that's quite a bit of resin. And I did grab 2 extra molds. So if I do have more than I need, we could either make a ghost cat or a ghost spider. If I can't get a real good white, I without using the whole bottle, I'll put some casting craft inside of there. Let's see. I'm going to do a few more squirts. That was a good one. This should be white. Now I put quite a bit in here, but I am going to put in a couple drops of my casting craft. I need to try and make a bloom one of these days. It's been forever since I've done any, and I think I did 4 or 5 is all. Can you come out? I know this is so thick. Here we go. Good squeeze. Big squeeze. Just one big drop. 2 big drops. How about 2 big drops? Oh, heck. You're coming out now. Let's go 3. It's always a guesstimation. On my part, anyway. Don't want to get resin on that. Take that off with a paper towel. Stir this up. Usually have 45 minutes of playtime with the Let's Resin. That's better, although most of it's on my stick. That'll be a pretty white. And when it cures, the color seems to condense. So we should be pretty good. I'm not sure that's going to be enough resin. Get off of that stick. I can get it off of the stick, loosen it up. All right, so let's do the big ghost first. And I've got that mold on the G3 tray. The tray can be adjusted to make it higher or lower in the machine. And once I get it to the other side, I might have to put a popsicle stick under this. But I just want to come up to the rim of the mouth. So try to avoid that. We'll go over here. Now that UV stayed really well. It's still translucent, isn't it? But that UV stayed really well in the mold. Let's just see if I can bring it down the sides. Just get level with that edge. Can I do it neatly? Probably not. Make its way down there. Oh, you're going over. You're going over a little bit. See if I can't help it along the way a little bit. Hopefully it'll work its way away from the sides. And if I have to, I'll try to clean that up carefully. I don't want to lose a section on this either. What do I have? Something to dip with? Huh. Okay. Usually have a little spoon in here, but not today. Save your plastic spoons and knives. They come in handy. Well, see if I can't just try to get it in this corner. Find your way. Find your way to the mate over there. Because what I'm going to do, pardon my reaching, I'm going to put clear layer on top of this, and we can try to place that purple piece in here, okay? And once this gets starting in the curing machine, I will try to wipe some of this up. I'm going to have to try to wipe some of that up. Looks pretty good over here. Let's see if we can't just get some of that out of the way. I think that'll work. Get down in the corner. We don't see bubbles, that's good. And we'll get down to the rim here, under the rim, and let the clear do its part when we get to that. All right, I'm going to clean that up here. Just a sec, there's a bubble. So when it starts to cure, I should be able to wipe it out pretty easy. A little, let me try now, a little paper towel and some alcohol. I've got quite a bit left. I hope it's enough for the other ghost. And I'm trying to think of what color, once we get our clear down and our purple down, I wonder what color we should do the rest of it. You know, the back side. I'm afraid if I do it like a dark purple, it will, you know, kind of make the white darker. I guess that doesn't matter. But then if I do a light color, that's pretty good. Then I have the issue of not covering the back, but we can always put cork on the back. Don't you flow over. There. All right, I'm going to move this here to the side. I've got my curing machines on the countertop way over here on my right side. And then I'll see if I have to prop any of that. It doesn't look like it. And then here is the Resiners machine. I don't know if this is their first original curing machine, but that's the tray. And once again, I want to try to keep this area open. And I don't know how the Micas will turn out with a white background, but that shouldn't make no mind. Now my lighting isn't real good here. In this room, it's nighttime. Raining like a bugger today. As long as it doesn't freeze yet. I'm not ready for a frost. I still need to take care of my roses and possibly dry some buds that they've grown so nicely this fall so far, and I just don't want to lose those buds. Now we're going to have to play and get some of this way over here. Is it moving that way? Yes, it's over there. This is a nice resin. Few bubbles. I can spritz it. Just don't want no gaps in there. I'm going to keep going very slowly or carefully. I don't know if that's a good word for my vocabulary. I have a lot of resin left. See what that'll do. Try to get it in the lip there. Find your way. Just get you over here. I'm hoping this mold is, you know, level up to this point with the eyes and the mouth. So we've got a gaping area there. I guess you could always pour it all, and then flip your mold over and do a, whatever you want to put inside, do a top coat. I better put my rear in gear here. Get in there, because it's coming up close. It's right to the edge there. Right to the edge there. The mouth looks pretty even. I don't know how. Is that even? Oh, that's perfect right there. It's following the curvature of the mold. We'll get this in here. Okay, that looks good. Just want white hands. I thought about putting possibly fake nails, but the way his hand is clenched, the nails wouldn't be right there on the edge, would they? Okay, now more alcohol. Gosh, I think we'll be able to do the cat and the spider both. What was I thinking? But never waste your, I never try not to waste my resin at all. I didn't realize when I started, this is a pretty spendy hobby. But I should let you know, I do have quite a few discount codes. I have Resiners discount codes. Let's Resin, IntoResin, Bond Crafters. They're all below in my description box. And if you are looking for the materials I use, if I don't give you the specific link, more than likely it's in my Amazon storefront, where I have categorized and listed everything that I use from Amazon. And if you click on my link there or find it through my storefront, I get a little kickback, which is always a little helpful. And I think we've got some gaps right there, don't we? Is it because I'm not level? Let's turn this around. It's floating in this eyeball, just mica. Possibly. I might have to shimmy this. Let me get a little more in here. Right, maybe like this should do it. And I think we're good. There's a little gap right there. I did move my resin into another part of my house so it doesn't get cold, because this is my back porch here, and we don't have heating vents hooked up in here. A few bubbles and a few specks. Let's get rid of those. We don't want specks of anything on our white, do we? Let's get those out. All right, both curing machines will be turned on. I'll give these 2 hours. And it will probably be morning when I'm able to finish off. So let's give that a little spritz. That looks good. I'm going to move it to the side. Well, good morning, everyone. Now, these are set up, but I do have a problem with this ghost right here, the small one. Seems that my resin moved and it opened up, what's on my nails? It opened up this area right here, so I'm going to have to pour more white in there, and it probably won't match up to be the exact color as the first pour. But other than that, just get a little bit of these specks off of here. We will be ready to pour some clear on this one today. So I'm going to put that aside. Well, actually, there's a little more goobers right there. Let's get a little alcohol and clean that up real quick while we're here. And the other one turned out really well, so we're going to work on the center part of that one. some of these little bits off of here. But the white came right up to the hands and stopped right at the mouth where I was hoping it would. Few hair, of course. Those won't be seen. Let's just hope there's none on the front. Clean that up a bit. Okay, so still more pieces. Goodness sakes, Billie. Don't want to play around with this too much because I don't want to break the seal. So that's that one. I'll set it up here a moment. And then we have the large one, which turned out just fine. And we'll wipe this little midsection off a little bit here and work on the piece we're going to be putting into that. And I'll show you what I want to do. And we'll adhere the middle pieces with the clear resin. So that aside, and let's look at this. Let's look at this piece here. I have a little cutting board. I should be able to cut this with scissors. But what I want to do is place something on the inside here. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to grab a marker, or I could try to scratch this with an awl. And let's see if we can't use this template. It might just stick to that. I don't want it to stick all the way. Let's try a pen. Just get this marked out. Should be able to see that all right. See how we do. Oops. I'm going to be able to draw a line. Just draw a line. Get under here. Bottom piece. I think the pen mark will come off with alcohol, I'm hoping. Marker might have worked better. Let's see. Yes, I don't know why this didn't set up, but I did 2 whole books, and I ended up with soft resin. Let's see if I have it here. Okay, I can see that. So now, these are pretty old scissors. Let's see if I can't cut this out. Should be okay, yeah. Now I'm going to go and get my hot air gun and try to soften this even more. So that's the silver side. We're going to have the purple side down. Whew. A little warm, but will that fit in there pretty well? It will. But I know the edges are going to look rough once it's down. Let's see. Do I need to adjust that somehow? That's a corner. Stretched. It's stretched. Where's my template? Wow, hot. It's stretched a little bit. What should I put around the edges? Should I mica the edges in there so it blends a little better? I might have to do that. Because that's way over. Alright, I'm going to make some adjustments. Trim this down. And let me show you what I want to do with this piece. And I'll have to probably use the X-Acto knife once I trim this down. All right, Bill. I've got some little cookie cutters here. And I was hoping when I heat this up that I'd be able to cut, but I think I'm not going to be, it's not going to work that way. Let's try it. Let's heat this piece up. Maybe not. I need something hard. Oh, that's not going to even cut that. But I will cut some stars out. That's what I want to do. I want to have some stars cut out of here. Like he's got stars just coming out of his mouth. And we will use glow-in-the-dark mica for that. So this will take me a bit, I'm sure of it. I'm going to get this down to fit properly, and I'm going to try to cut some stars out using the X-Acto knife. So I will leave you with this until I get it completely ready, okay? Well, here it is. I think this is the best I could do. I went out and got my little sanding bits and used them with my Dremel, and the problem is that, you know, the resin is so soft, it's just chopping it up. But hopefully, when we add new pour to this, these edges will even out. I even took the sides down to where this fits nicely inside the mouth of this piece, and see what I can do. Let's go pour some resin. Well, I thought I might have extra resin left, so I went ahead and demolded these wings. Aren't they very pretty? Just plain white. A little glitter in there, or little sparkles. I think that was from using it previously. But that's very pretty, and I do have a second one of these. So if I have extra resin, we will use those. And when I'm done with this pour, we'll go and demold the spider and the little toilet. Can't wait for that. All right, I'm thinking I'm going to mix up maybe, oh, just by eyeballing this area, I'm thinking, not quite 4, well, maybe almost 4 ounces. This one here, I need a little extra to make up some more white, which was really disappointing for this area here. Something's on that. Anyway, 1, 2, let's just start with 4 ounces and see, because I just want enough clear to set these pieces down. Okay, I'll go ahead and do that. And I just changed my mind. Let's look at 6. Let's see, 6 ounces. That's an awful lot. 4. Oh, I'm trying to eyeball this in my mind. Maybe I should go 6. We'll have extra resin, which is always okay. So I'll mix that up. Once again, I'm going to use my Let's Resin equal part 1:1, and I will be right back. Okay, here we are. Isn't that nice and clear? I did put it in my Resiner debubbling machine for 5 minutes. Now let's get the big boy situated here. So what I want to do is I want to coat, I'm going to get messy. I want to coat the top of this. Oh, what just fell in there? Something just fell in there as I pulled it over here. Come on. Where's my tape? What are you? Just because I said something. I don't know where that fell from. It just showed up. on off of there. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to coat the top of this. Let's pour a little. I'm pretty in your face, aren't I? There's some. What is going on? Is that the one I just had? It's a different one. Now there's a speck. Oh gosh, Bill, come on. You got issues happening today? Okay. So let's just get a little bit in this area here. See if I can't spread that around. Still not sure as the back color. Still not sure about that. I want to get it all covered up. Right to the edge, maybe just a little more. I think 6 ounces is just enough. Get you to the edge. It's thick. It's thick already. My room is cold. At least that's nice and shiny, isn't it? Huh? Nice and clear. Might want to pull away. I'm going to go to the right over here and just try to take the spoon, spatula, and cover the top of this. And those rough edges will hide because of the resin going through it. Come on now, I've got to turn it around. I'm almost done. A little more over here. That's what I'm doing. I'm just going to spread this around the top. Try to get it down without bubbles. Okay. I think that's a good coat there. Excess off. So let me try. I'm going to jiggle it a little bit as we go down. Hope it stays where I want it to stay, and I hope, well, you know what, this is a thick piece of resin, this purple. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. My concern is it bows a little bit and it's thick right in here, and I'm hoping the edge of the, well, might not be able to cover all of that. It's pretty much touching. That stick a little bit. What's this? Something in there. Okay. Let's try to keep this in the mouth area. I can't feel where that is. I can see this bottom side, so I think as long as I line up that bottom side, I don't think it's going to move. Now let's get some alcohol in my gloves here. I have it everywhere. I think that's looking good. Of course, you know we're going to have an edge here. But it's up against the white, so it shouldn't show. I might have to put something in that to keep it Didn't even think about sanding the bottom down. So let's move that over. And I'll plug in the G3. Pretty amazing machine. Just set that there while I'm working on this one. Now, I have to save a little white, or make a little white, but let's get some poured in this area, nice and clear. Let's see where you go. Did I show you what I was going to put in here? I don't remember if I showed you what we're putting in here. Get all that covered. Make sure it doesn't separate as it's curing. That's that hair, wasn't it? Oh, that's that black mark we had. We won't see that. Let's get a little here. Make sure it's gonna stay. To make sure before I put some white in this area there. That looks good. I don't see bubbles at all. I'm going to be extra safe. A little more. Just to make there's a bubble. That little area. That might not be a bubble, that might be a piece of resin. Just covering the fingertips. So, I'll have to show you the little mold if I hadn't before. It's the next day. I tend to forget things overnight. These little bats. I had made these little bats previously, and I think I'm just going to dunk them in the resin here. Get them covered up. See, a few bubbles are coming. Get my little tweezers and we're going to set them down in his mouth like bats are flying out of it. Come on, tweezers, don't fail me. Oh goodness. That's the back. I'm going to see where the back is. That's the back. So we're just going to lay little bats in there. What do you think of that? They'll be flying out of his mouth. I did have some little bat glitter pieces that are really cute, but I thought these would be fun. I just hope I have the right side down. I'm not sure about that one. It's hard to see. Let me get to the light. Oh gosh. Are you the front or are you the back? I think you're the front. Whoops, now I flipped it, didn't I? That's the front. Okay. I just have the 5. These make cute earrings. I started making a pair of earrings the other day and I thought, oh, I just don't want to see another jump ring today. So just place them in there. 5 being an odd number should work out pretty good. Let me grab you. Okay, that's the front. Where should you go? There? Don't want that clear rolling into where that white's gonna be. And it sort of is. Bring that back a little bit. I have to prop it up. Let's get you kind of evenly spaced. I think that'll be cute, eh? Sure. Why not? They might move around. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get this Let's Resin white, and we're going to re-pour that area. Just in case, let's scoot her down. I'll go ahead and spritz it with alcohol. I don't want it on the rim. And we'll put that in the other curing machine for a couple of hours, and then we can top coat and demold. I'll pour the angel wings, and we'll be right back. Okay, those are looking good in the other room. So here is the wing, the set of wings that I demolded. They're very, very pretty. I really like that mold. That looks good on the back of any little critter molds you might have. Ooh, I should dig some out, eh? Wouldn't that look cute? I know a lot of people have the little hippopotamus or little reindeer. That would be cute. I use the little sitting up polar bear. Got black all over me still. And I went ahead and re-poured this mold here. These are pretty little wings. Oh, I have a bubble hole there. Still a bit soft, pretty thin there. I might clean those up and put a little UV in there. The tips need cleaning. That might have to be reinforced with some more resin on that little pair. Okay, now I can't wait. This spider mold is just too cute. So let's loosen up these legs. We'll have a ghost spider. Whoops. And I'll show you what I mean as far as cleaning up around the legs. Now, I haven't seen too many of these molds that other Resiners artists have used, but I know there's parts on some of the molds that I prefer to take off rather than leave. Let's get you loose, you loose. See if I can't get him out. A little over pour, but then I'll show you what I mean. He's cute. Oh, don't break a leg. Here we go. I think I've got him. Look at that. Oh, I like him. He's got little eyes there. So cute. So that gives us an idea of how white the other molds will be. But what I'm talking about, see how thick these pieces are by the legs? Now, I like to get my Dremel. That's going to bother me, dirty hands. And I'm going to cut these triangular pieces out. Because I know it's there to what I want to say. I know it's there to make sure it sets straight, but it does set straight if you take these pieces out, because I've done it. But that is really, really cute. I'll have to finish that one up, clean my mold. Let's go for the toilet. Oh, I can't believe it. This has got to be too cute. And I think what I'm going to try to do, oh, I hope that lip is there, and it's not. Darn it. Okay, repair job. That side too, unless it's made that way. Maybe it's made that way. Let's hope so. So here's the little lid. Ah, there's some holes. I'll fill those. UV resin, but I'm thinking checkerboard. Ah, checkerboard. Since we have white and black. And I hadn't made it black to finish this off, so see how easy this can be to get out. I have to get some alcohol down there. Let's get some. Keep my alcohol in this little spray bottle. Comes in handy. Oh, can I squish you around? Come more here. Okay. The hair, of course. I must have got enough in there. Squeezing out. Okay, let's see. This has got to be too cute. Look at that. That's a nice shine. I can't remember. What did I use this? I think I used Bondcrafter's 4-hour demold resin, I think, when I poured this. Because I can't think of what else I just poured. That was black. Oh. Okay, oh, this is cute. It's a little pot. Look at that. Oh, you can put anything in there. Clean that mold up. That is too cute. Let me wipe this alcohol off. Oh, that's too cute. Isn't that something? Look at that. That is just precious. Take the edges off at the bottom. Too cute. And the lid, it's supposed to have those. What's on there? It's supposed to have those. Oh, like that. Look at. Works. Aside from the little hole here, we can fix that. That's sweet as can be. There's your little black and white toilet. So this is all we can do for now, and I will get back with you when the other pieces are ready for the last pour. Until then, have a great rest of your day. Bye. Well, hello everyone. I'm back. Both molds are set up. I'm not real happy with either of them, but we'll just see how they turn out. Anyway, first thing I did is I went around the edges and made sure there were no pieces of resin up on the under the rim, because if you don't remove those, they'll just automatically make a bubble. But what I want to do is, I've got the Let's Resin green glow in the dark, which, you know, I've not used much at all or ever, and I'm just going to UV that in the stars and possibly add a few glitter flakes. So let's go ahead and do that. And then off camera, I'm going to go ahead and make up a final batch of resin to cover both pieces. This one is purple. I'm going to stay with the purple because it shifted right on this edge. This piece, it shifted right on this edge. And I'm thinking if I use purple, it's a different purple. It's the Let's Resin. It might not be so obvious with this gap here. And then for the little one with the bats in the mouth, I'm just going to do this green. This is a fluorescent green. We'll see how that turns out, because I want the mouth to show the green through. So let me just get this going, and then I will go ahead and pour the final pieces, the final colors, and then we can demold tomorrow, or not tomorrow. We can demold today, because I'm going to put them back in the 2-hour curing machine. So I just want to get some. It's going to take quite a bit, I'm sure, with this UV, and I'm not going to make thick layers. I'm going to do a couple layers at a time, and I'm going to use 1/2 of my two-sided UV lamp. So where's my little spoon? Let's get some of this in here. Got a bit clumpy. Now, I tried brushing these into the stars this morning. I just tried brushing this in there, and it was not going to happen. That's one good scoop. Let's see. Couple, 1.5 maybe. I do want to add just a little bit of glitter. I've got these little containers from Temu. I thought, let's just use up some of this glitter. Here's green. if I can open that up, get some of that in there. It's got a layer of foil on it. That kind of fell in. We do this to the side so I don't get it everywhere. Just going to put a little bit of glitter in. That will, definitely show a difference when the glow in the dark is working, but if it's daylight, I'm tapping, sorry. I don't want to just have it plain green. So let's mix this up. It's pretty thick. I'm going to possibly need more, but that's not too much glitter. Let's just give it a something, something. Stir that up. It's pretty thick. Might add a little more, A little more resin to that. And I'm going to do this in layers. So just pour a little in each one. We'll mix it around. I hope these stars turn out okay. They were a bit of a chore, to cut out. And it's obvious that this piece of the softened resin is going to pop out of the back of the mold. So what I will do is sand down the back, and then I will probably put some cork backing on here. See, these pieces of resin would not come off because they're stuck on there. All right, everyone. These have set, and I've got quite a bit of overspill here on the green one. I wish I would have went darker green, but I used the pigment that I had from Let's Resin. So let's go ahead and see if I can't get this out. It's right up on the edge. Might be a little tricky because of that overflow. And I obviously have to put, oh, come on, some cork on the back. I don't know if I can break the seal here. So I start on this side. Oh my goodness, it's in there. I can't even find one edge that's gonna let me get this out. It's like really stuck in there. Use my fingernail. Okay, there's a bit. There's a bit. Alrighty. I hope I don't have a bunch of bubbles on the edges. That looks pretty good. That one bat is sticking up a bit, so I'm going to have to do some sanding on that one bat. I guess we won't worry about the back. It's the front we're concerned about, eh? Now that's got to come out. That's a lot of overpour. Let's see what we have. Almost. Get that edge. I just thought these were so cute. I hope I didn't bugger them up too badly. Okay. There's his little hands. Let's see how these eyes turned out. You know, instead of cork, I might cut some green felt. That might work a little better. The green will show up better than cork through that because it's translucent. I just have to stand up. Oh, whew. Here we go. That's a pretty good sized tray, isn't it? And, oh, look at him. He's cute. Eyes turned out really well. And that, you know, you have the green tint through where I had to replace the white in there. But that turned out really, really good. Let me do some cleanup on this one. And then I'll get out some felt, because I think that'll be the way to go. Purple one now seems flush except right here in this area here. So let's try again, because I did get right up to the rim. This rim's a little crooked, and I think that's because the mold was a little crooked right there. So let's see what we have here. If I can get it. Here we go. Here we go. There's overspill. Ready? Whoops, I'm going to drop stuff. A little flimsy yet. And flip it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, he's cute. That's what we wanted to see right there. Now, I can't even see where it shifted. You'd really have to look right there to see where that shifted, but I think we're in good shape. The white looks a little gray. I guess that's because of the purple backing. I don't want to get fingerprints all over, but oh, that's something else. There we go, our 2 little trays for Halloween. The stars turned out nicely. And we'll see if they glow in the dark. So let me go ahead and clean these up. I'll get some felt and we'll put the backs on. So I'll see you shortly. Hello everyone. Well, I'm back with these 2 pieces, and I was able to go outside with my Dremel, and I trimmed the edges here. And what you see is dust particles from sanding fall into the little pinholes here, the little tiny bubble holes, and that needs to be covered up. Also, when I was working on this one, I don't know what I did. Something got on here. There's a goober, I'm going to call it a goober right there, and some spots, and I don't know what happened, but there are now flaws in the front of this. So I'm going to be taking some resin, and I'm going to do a top coat just to clear these little flecks off, and I just don't know what happened. So other than that, this will be fine. And I'm not going to be putting the felt on the back or the cork, because looking at how translucent these are, if I was to glue something on the back, you would see it. You would see the glue marks through the front side. So I'm just going to clean up my edges. And this turned out really pretty well. I didn't have to sand any of this back. It sits flat. I could always put some bumpers on there. Don't think so, but let me clean up the edges on that one. Looking at this one, same thing. I don't want to put felt on the back because this is pretty translucent, and this bat here has bubbles in it. So I guess I'm just going to have to live with that, but I think it's really, really cute. The eyes turned out nice, and I like how he's holding his mouth open. Same thing on the back. This had a big chunk of overspill on it, so I did my best to sand all that down and make it smooth. I did have to sand this bat. He was sticking up too much. But let me show you what I'm going to do to clean up these areas. And if you look closely, let me just grab a blade here. You can see where the resin dust gets in the holes. I have to pick some of that out. if it's real obvious. But hopefully my wood varnish, polyurethane wood varnish, will seal those rough edges up, because you know how they get when you sand or even clean with your deburring, little deburring tool. It still shows a very dull area where you've taken resin off. So just with a little brush, I'm going to color this bat, and that will make it clear and not so obvious that it's been sanded. I'm a little disappointed in these, but it was all about experimenting and trying something a little different, and to which I think it turned out really nicely. And I think they're really, really cute. So I'm just going to go over this. I can wipe it. Go over the edges with the polyurethane, and that will fill in some of the bubble holes and also just clean up the edges. So I will call these done, except for the top coat on the purple one. And I will take some stills, and you can see how cute these Let's Resin molds turned out. So until next time, this video might be a little late, but until next time, I shall see you. Be sure to look in my description box. When you see more, go hit the more button down to my descriptions. I have discount codes for both Resiners and Let's Resin, and there are others, so if you want to save a little bit of money and I get a little kickback, it'll work out great. You can also get my little mold here of the bats onto Amazon, and if you see my Amazon store in my descriptions, if you click on that button, I have categories in there for most everything I use with my resin pieces, and they're categorized: molds, different resins, woodworking tools. There's quite a few in there, and I tend to keep that updated every time I do a project. So with that, I'll say good night, everyone. Take good care. Thank you for subscribing and liking my videos, and I'll see you next time. Big hugs. Bye.